Teaching is undoubtedly one of the toughest professions to be in. Not only does it involve researching suitable content, but also devising methods to teach the same in an engaging manner. Regardless, teachers all over the country are investing time in developing lesson plans to suit their learners. What if the teachers were given an opportunity to supplement their income with the plans made by them? Wouldn't it be wonderful if teachers could share their own lesson plans and other material related to education on a common platform and reach out to a larger audience other than their own circle? What if these plans could be stored in a system and made available to teachers who could benefit from the knowledge? Apart from sharing their resource, teachers could also place a request for any kind of content that they are looking for, which could help them to enhance the learning of their students. Education and technology go hand in hand. And what better way than to make use of technology for creating a platform which can help the teachers earn or supplement their income just by sharing their knowledge. Teachers Help Teachers brings to you a curated platform of resources related to education, where every educator is free to join and share their resources, thus reaching out to fellow educators across the country. All that you need to do is log into www.teachershelpteachers.in and create your account to become a member. Once you are a member, you are eligible for free downloads of resources available on the site, which are created by educators for enhancing the learning process. You can also upload your own resource for sale or free download by clicking on the Upload tab in your account. Teachers Help Teachers has been successfully running as a Facebook group with more than 6,500 teachers who share their teaching experiences and seek ideas and support when it comes to teaching. In terms of its long-term goals, Teachers Help Teachers aims to introduce a plethora of resources for teachers and students alike. The company aims to be the go-to place for all educators. We plan to get a host of online learning programs under our banner in association with various organizations dedicated to teaching. Our main aim is to enrich the continuing professional development of educators and form a council of teachers, which provides the profession its due recognition. We are Teachers Help Teachers, serving teachers since 2015.
Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome. So today we are going to be talking about learning accountancy. And Teachers Help Teachers is one such platform where we are always encouraging our educators to share their resources and also to offer their knowledge to other educators. Today on Teachers Help Teachers, being a Wednesday, we have a feature called Wednesday Show and Tell, which allows all our educators to come up on a platform and openly share knowledge that they have gathered over a period of years. So today we are we are glad to invite one such educator who will be sharing his knowledge on the subject accountancy. Now, as per the NEP, this subject is also going to be offered to grade 8 learners. So we are definitely going to be seeing more and more emphasis being laid on this particular subject. So I would like to introduce Mr. Yogesh, who has more than 15 years of experience working at Thakur College of Science and Commerce since 2006. He has also been working as a visiting faculty for IGCSE Thakur International School. We welcome Mr. Yogesh on our platform, Teachers Help Teachers, and invite you to share your knowledge. Over to you.
Thank you so much for warm welcome and good words. I am really thankful to you and THT team for allowing me to give such a wonderful opportunity to meet the subject teachers and share some knowledge with them. Now I'll be starting the session with a Saraswati prayer. It's there on your screen. You can also sing as those who know it. Ya kundendu tushar har dhavala, ya shubhravastravrita, या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा, या श्वेतपद्मासना, या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः दैवे सदा वन्दिता, सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा. Very good evening and welcome to all those who are watching this live webinar on YouTube. I also welcome you all for this knowledge sharing webinar. The subject of bookkeeping and accountancy is basically the subject which is the most practical subject. It is more connected to our day-to-day activity. Everyone knows a little bit of accountancy, whether they are student of commerce or no, because each of us need to calculate when it talks about on money, and everyone is very smart enough to talk about and manage their funds. So basically, the subject of bookkeeping and accountancy is a subject which gives us the knowledge about how to write our day-to-day books of accounts, and that is the main agenda of this particular subject. So when we are learning the subject, we are telling the student that you need to understand how to write the day-to-day books of accounts. And for that purpose, we are learning the subject of bookkeeping and accountancy. Now, as far as today's session is concerned, today's session is basically teaching accounts using the MS Excel. Everyone knows, and we have already talked a lot about the COVID-19 era. So we'll not be talking more on that, but I can tell you that this is the time which has really taught me as an individual teacher a lot about my subject and the methods in which I can deliver my subject in a better way to the audience. The normal practice of solving the sums and all is chalk and talk method, which all of you know, because PPTs and all, everything goes well, but then PPTs in the subject of bookkeeping and accountancy doesn't go that well, because the slides are running and entries are already written there. So that doesn't give the feel to the students that whatever I am teaching or whatever they are asking the questions and all, so how do I explain them in a little better way. So presentation is good, PPT presentation method is good for the purpose of theoretical parts of the bookkeeping and accountancy, like how to learn a particular topic, what are the accounting concepts and all. Then there is a method called video recording method. So where we are recording the videos, and these videos, whatever we are recording, we can play, but they are not very interactive as such. So videos can be used as a revision method. Okay, and coming to the teaching from home to the students who are at a remote place, if I put the board and all, the blackboard, whiteboard, marker board kind of things at home, so delivering the content on the web camera, the resolution keeps on changing. So the student is not able to see whatever we are writing, or sometimes we are at a far distance because we cannot keep the laptop and the board very close by. Like currently the distance from camera and me is just around 1 feet or 1.5 feet, right? So I can easily read the chat box and I can answer the questions asked by my students. But if I am at a little distance place, I cannot answer that. I cannot read what my student is asking me. So that is why concluding and doing lot many experiments and all, we thought as a member of the subject teachers, my colleagues, that what are the different ways in which we can make our work, sincere, better, and the content can be delivered in a very, fruitful manner, so that even at the online situation, student is able to understand the knowledge in a right way. So after, discussions and all, we are finally using this MS Excel method of teaching the subject bookkeeping and accountancy. We are teaching to 11th and 12th grade. So currently this whatever methods I'm going to share with you, I am using with the student of grade 11th and 12th. So what is there as a key point of today's webinar? So basically, I will be talking a little information on preparation before the lectures or teaching sessions, whatever ways in which you can deliver the content. Then how to solve the problems based on journal in the subject of bookkeeping and accountancy. Then ledger and balance sheet related problems in bookkeeping and accountancy. Some of the objective questions which we can use while teaching the subjects, and little bit of queries or doubts, whichever you have, I will be answering. But let me tell you, my concentration is on accountancy. MS Excel is additional to the basic knowledge of mine, and I will be able to share some working knowledge with you. May not be a very, expertise knowledge as like IT persons can do it. But yes, of course, for our subject, whatever basics I have learned, I am sharing with you all. So with these basics, let us start with today's work. So very first is whenever you start the subject, okay, so in the chat box you can answer what are the things which you generally take care or take in concern before you start the subject teaching, the bookkeeping subject. You can answer in the chat box. Yes, so the rules and formats are there. Absolutely correct. So questions to be answered. So very first thing, as far as our subject is concerned, I'm not using the word accountancy because we all are the educators who are there in this session. We all are interested to know the subject accountancy. So in our subject, basically the very first and the priority thing is to prepare the format, and every time you solve the sums, the chapters like final account, or you are solving the chapter like dissolution or NPO, your concern is that what will be my CB work, like how many formats I'm going to draw on the board. So definitely that is the very first thing to take care of. And before that, we also need to know the type of chapter we are taking care of, whether the chapters are such where you can, while teaching live only, you can do typing work and you can teach to your students. So these are some of the basic points. So let us start with the very first point, which I need to explain to you, that your input for your subject is your question. Without question, your subject, our subject, we are not going to deliver in a right way. So there are two options. The option number one is you type the question and keep it in the file, that MS Excel file. I hope everyone knows how to create the MS Excel file. Just on the right click, go to new and select the MS Excel. This kind of spreadsheet file, which is there on my screen right now, will be displayed. So very first is typing the question. Now typing the question, you will take a lot of time. Some of the books are available in the form of PDF. So some of the contents, like a question, like a journal. So journal is a paragraph, basically the line by line question is there. So around 5 to 10 points are there. So you can easily select those content and you can cut, copy and paste in the MS Excel file. But what if the question is little bigger, or question is prepare the admission of partner based on the following balance sheet and agenda. Now it will take a lot of time for you to prepare the balance sheet format. All the way you are solving the sum, that time again you need to prepare the formats. So when you are going to teach the subject, that time again for the question you need to type the format. It will take a lot of time. So what I would suggest is there is something called insert image option over here. So all of you can just pay attention on the second icon. First is the home, and then next is the insert. So go to insert, and from there is a icon called picture. Insert picture. Okay. So just click on that, and then I will go to the file wherever I've kept the question. So suppose, for example, this particular session, my question is on the desktop. So I will select the desktop, and I have got a question called admission of partner. So I will select that, and I will open that file. That question comes over here in the Excel file itself. Have you followed this? Have you followed how to insert the question in the MS Excel file? Insert option, then click on picture, select the picture wherever it is available, and then select that. You can also, for example, there are some textbooks and all which are available in the form of PDF. So from there also you can make such kind of questions, images, and then you can store the images in a one particular folder. Like for example, admission of partner, let's say there are 10 sums. So I'm having 10 images with me, and one by one questions I can easily show over here. In the era of pandemic, I think all the books are available in PDF format. So I don't think it will also violate the copyright kind of things, because we are not selling the content. We are just using it for internal circulations of our few selected students. So we can use that. And many time, you can also keep your PDF of your textbook on your desktop, and that can also be used as a question. But that will have n number of questions. So if you keep on turning the pages, it will take a lot of time. Students' attention will be diverted. So it is suggested that you better keep the image of the question, and one file has one particular question. So this is my first step before I start the sum, that I should know how to arrange for the input, that is how to arrange the questions. So my first step is clear to all, that insert the image of a particular question. Yes. All right. So this is the step number one. Now, next step would be to prepare the format. As you rightly said that format is also required. So now I know that I have a question, how to insert the question in the MS Excel file. Now I'm starting, let's say I'm starting the topic called journal. Now in journal, as I told you, that this is a very small question, simple question. So what I can do is I can just type the content, or if the contents are copyable, so I can just select those content and paste it into some Word file, or in this directly into the file, if it allows to select those text. Otherwise, there is one more way. There are n number of materials available online also, and there lot many materials are textbooks and etc. are available. So certain sums you can select from there just for the purpose of revision etc. But for the standard boards, I think most of the boards have given the PDF only. So you can select a particular sum which you want to discuss with your students. So now, what are the steps to be followed over here? So very first step is to prepare the format. Okay. Now, whenever you want to prepare the format of a particular chapter, now let's say you want to teach the chapter called journal. Now, journal has got a very typical format. What are the columns in journal? Yes. What are the columns in the journal topic? So in journal, we have got the columns like date, then we have got particulars, then there is a column called LF, ledger folio, that is LF. Then we have got debit, rupees. It can be dollar also for some international boards, depends. Credits, rupees. Okay. So first of all, you write the columns. All right. So not the the standard columns, whatever are there. So date, particulars, LF, debit rupees, credit rupees. So now you are sure that whatever I want to add into the format is there. Now after that, what you do is you select the part of the worksheet as much as maybe the size of a particular question. Now let's say, for example, in this particular question, there are 8 transactions. So 8 transactions means roughly 3 to 4 lines per transaction. So 8 threes are 24. So roughly I need 35 lines to complete the sum. So what I'll do is I will increase the font size to 14, because 14 is easily visible even if your student is attending the sessions on mobile. So this is what you have to do first. So select the particular part of the content whichever you are going to teach, like and how many lines you need. So approx, let's say there are 35 lines I need. So for 35 lines I have selected and I have increased the size to 14. Okay, I'll just check it once. Yeah, I have increased the size of the font to 14. So even if the student is attending your session through mobile, that student can easily read whatever you are writing. Now what to do is select. So now you just arrange, the column width, that how much content you are going to write in each column. So according to that, you can change that. There is an option over here on the top, which is increasing the column width, so that you can easily manage, and that will help you that how much content you want to write in. So approx, around 6 digit to 7 digits if I take, I think numbers even in the lakhs, so I can easily put it into my format. Then, so now after this, I have to select a particular cell, and on that, on the right side click, I will be getting the option called borders. So I will just select the box, thick box border. So that is putting, a boxes like this, that I will repeat for all the respective columns, so that the format should look, proper format like you are drawing in the textbook, notebook. So that format I am making. So now the boxes are ready over here. Okay. Now, after that, you select a particular box that was of around 35 lines, and again put the box border over here. So this date column is ready. Again, select in the very similar manner around 35 lines, because now you know that the format should be ending at the same space, So number of lines will remain the same. LF column, again you have to select. Again, make a box on that. Debit column, again of around 35 lines. Credit columns, again. Okay, so now my format is ready. Now the title. The title over here is journal. Now the name of the person we need to find out. Okay. I'll just delete the extra lines over here so that I can easily see the question. Right. So Journal of Anand General Stores we are taking. Journal of Anand General Stores we are taking. So Journal of Anand General Stores. Okay. Uh, and on the top there is a alignment. So you just select the alignment, and you can also select like this if you want that to be center of this entire format. There is a column called merge and center. So that will bring this particular things on center. Increase the font size to 14 again, and your format is ready. Now, before you go ahead with this, like for example, I just, I just cancel this. Now, before I go ahead writing about the Anand General Stores, I know that there are going to be around 10 to 15 sums in the chapter called journal, right? So what I do, I just copy the number of formats. So I will just simply go on the file and I will do the right click, then move or copy the content and create a copy. Just click on that. Okay. So if I want 10 sums, 10 times I will do the activity and my 10 sums formats are ready. So next time when I am going to teach the chapter journal, I need not repeat the format activity at all. So that will save my time and I can devote my time in teaching to my students in a little better way. Okay. So now again, I will write that journal of Anand General Stores. Okay. So now I'm ready with the format of this particular sum. So this is what I wanted to tell you all, that whenever you are starting the sum, you please plan your formats properly. Once your format is ready, just make n number of files, as many files you require. Keep one file blank as a format file so that whenever you start the chapter, you can tell your student that student, this is going to be the format for this chapter. What is the meaning of each column and why these columns are required. So this is what we have to do before we start question number 1. So this file, this particular journal format is ready. Now I will take one by one transaction. Before I take the transaction, I will write the year and the month. So 2019, April 1st. So I will write 2019, the year, and April, and then I will write 1. Okay, so now I will just keep on writing the numbers of the date because month is already written, and you can also do the alignment of this entire column by selecting the alignment of the formats. So that particular, even the particular thing, you can take it to the center by using the alignment format. It is there on the home screen, just below the title home. You will get the paragraph alignments. You can easily do that. So after doing that, let me explain you one transaction. I will not take entire transactions because as a educator, I am not here to teach you the basics of accounts. All of you know very well. So I will take one or two transactions, how I'm going to present it, and then I'll go further with something else. Okay. So Mr. Anand started the business with cash. So now I'm teaching this particular part. Okay. Now before I want to start teaching this sum, what I do, I will just select the entire sum. Okay. And I will go over here, text color. And after going there, I will just change the text color to white color. Now what happens due to this? Can any of you tell me what has happened to your screen now? You are as a student, suppose you are reading the question. Where is your attention now? Yes. Where is your attention now? Yes, your attention is definitely on the very first transaction only. So that's what I want. That the students who are interested to who are doing the learning the subject, they should be concentrated only on one particular transaction at one time. If you show the entire sum like this, like for example, if I am keeping this question like this, and now I am saying Anand started business with cash, what will happen? They will keep on reading everything, and in the chat box they will keep on answering for many content. Whatever they know, they will start answering. We don't want that. We want them to solve the entire question in a step by step manner. So what we do, we simply select the transactions, whatever transactions we have in a particular question, and just select the transactions and go to the text color, make it white. Now your attention is only on part one of this particular question. Done. So now I am solving the first transaction. Mr. Anand started business with cash 60,000. So I will ask them in the chat box, or I will ask some of the students to unmute and tell me which are the accounts over involved in this particular transactions. What are the types of the accounts? And finally, I will say that business is started and cash is received. So cash account debit. So I'm typing in front of you cash account debit to capital account. And below that, I will write the narration being business started with cash. Transaction is over. I just put the amount. Usually, I ask my students what is the amount, but over here we are okay. We are just learning, so we are not concentrating that. Anyway, so 60,000 is the transaction amount, and my first entry is ready. Now you know that for the presentation of journal, after every narration, you have to put the border line. So again, go to border and select the thick bottom border. And this is marked over here. And your first journal entry is completed. Likewise, one by one, step by step, you can write the journal entries. You can solve this question in the live session in your classroom. Okay. So this is there with reference to how to teach journal. And when you teach journal, you can also, in another way, you can also write the content. You can ask them, and again, you can, highlight all these things like this. See, white color, white background. Now the transaction is there in front of you, yes or no, but it's not visible to your students. Now you again go back to your content, ask them the question about this. Mr. Anand started the business. Which accounts are debited? Which accounts are credited? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out, debit the receiver, credit the giver. And you apply all the rules and slowly again go back to your transaction, select the part and just select the font color, black or whatever color you want to show. No rule as such. And you can see that now the transaction is appearing. And okay, go over here, just go to fill color and select no fill. When you select no fill, again your content is visible as it is. So if this question is very lengthy, there are voluminous transactions, and you need to concentrate more on explaining the accounting aspects and working note and all. So you can prepare the question in advance also. And this question you can solve like this. So as far as my content agenda part one, to explain you how to insert the question and how to prepare the format and how to solve the sums based on journal is over. Anyone want to ask any question? Please ask. Similarly, we can complete all the entries. We can also be ready with the total and all. And then we can, just ask them at the end, what is the total? You can just keep it as, homework also. That next class you can discuss the answer, take the answer from your student. What was the total of the last journal question? So any question, anyone, with reference to solving the journal entries? do not forget to write on the left side corner question number and the page number, so that even it is useful for your future reference. As a teacher, when you are doing some revision work or you are doing something, you need to again use that. So you please write the question number, page number. You keep on making the files and folders, for different chapters, and that will help you in the long run. Any question, anyone? Uh, the participants on Zoom, do you have any question to ask with reference to first part? All right. So now let us continue further and discuss the questions based on ledger accounts. Okay. So whenever we solve the questions based on ledger accounts, there are questions, chapters like admission of partner, retirement of partner, dissolution, not-for-profit concerns, issue of shares and all. Or you have to solve the financial statements and all. So now what you can do is, you can show the ledger format first. So I'm just moving to the next part of this today's session, ledger format. So what I do is I actually draw the format in the notebook, the way in which I want to show it to my students, because they are a bit confused, even though things are available online and all, but they want to know from our end what way they should do the formatting. So what I do is basically for every chapter, I prepare in my notebook a particular, yes, okay. So I basically prepare the entire format, the way in which I want them to present the notebook, and that way I prepare, and then that image I share it in the Excel sheet, so that they will also come to know, okay, in notebook it should look like this. And every time 2, 3, 4 sums, you can easily show this particular format. So every student, even in the starting of the session, if you keep the format in front, and okay, this chapter is there, prepare the format of XYZ chapter, so they can easily start ruling also at their home, as they are learning through online medium of explanation. Okay, so this is there. Now let us take the question based on leisure. So I have selected one topic, that is admission of partner. And as I told you that this particular sums are very big, so I have inserted the image of a particular question. Okay, we can discuss the question with the students. And before we start this kind of sessions, when we are teaching them, admissions of partner, what we can do is, we can just complete the question part, the solution part ready with us, before we start the sum. Okay. Now you will say, sir, if the question is, if the solution part is ready, what is the use of solving it? Okay. So this is the instruction I am giving, I am addressing to teachers. So as a teacher, you are just preparing yourself for the content. So your particular sum is ready. Now, before you start the sum, what you can do is, you can easily change the font color to some lighter one, lighter color, or you can take it white also, no issues. Now, when the student is reading the content, student may not read entire sum. Because unless and until you change the color to black or red or green, whatever you want to show, things will not be easily visible to them. So you can just keep it ready like this. And whenever you are teaching one by one entries, you can start discussing with them, and you keep on, changing the font colors. So when you are teaching, you can pay more attention to what? Teaching part, rather than just typing and typing and typing. And this kind of bigger sums you cannot complete in 40, 50-minute sessions also. So that way you can prepare yourself. Now let me just show you the posting of the balance sheet items first, and then I'll do 1 or 2 adjustments just to explain to you that how the adjustments can be done in the regular sessions. So let's say cash account. So definitely cash account is a working note. So it's a balance brought down over here. So now my student will be able to read that. and we'll be able to see. Okay, on the right hand side of the screen, there is a zoom in, zoom out. So you can just increase the percentage of zoom. So now I think keeping the format and everything intact, you can zoom the accounts also. Okay, so they can easily read and write. So first I have done the posting of cash account. Then land and building, plant, furniture, stock, data. These are posted in the balance sheet. So according to adjustment, they are written in the first column. If there is no adjustment, they are written in the outside column. So according to that, I will just do the postings. Okay. So these are the accounts which I have posted over here. Now the liability side is there. Liability, there are creditors and capital balances are there. So creditors in the balance sheet, and partners capital of course is written in the partners capital as balance brought down. Okay, so this way you can show your postings. Now let's say you are going to the adjustments. Let me read the first adjustment. Adjustment number 2. First is information. I'll just read the second one. The partner brings 37,500 as his capital. Now this is the adjustment. Okay. Now when this is the adjustment, cash is coming in because partner is bringing money. So debit what comes in. So now what I do is I just select this and I just change the font color to red one. Now why I'm doing that? Because I'm teaching the adjustments. Adjustments have two effects. So now I'm showing it like this. So Avni's capital account debit over here in the cash, and in the ledger it will be credited by cash account. Now your student can easily identify the two effects of every adjustment. Okay. So this way you can easily manage this particular aspect. Is it clear? Likewise, one by one adjustments and all we can do, and then we can complete the postings. So wherever the postings are there, will be recorded in the some little different font, so that they are also creating a bit of interest over here, that what way the sir or ma'am is showing the adjustment effects and all. And finally, you can just close this. Now I'm doing it at a stretch, but in practical solving it will go step by step. This will not happen like this. It will be step by step. You can do the postings and all, and that way the questions will be over. These are all adjustment entries, so are shown in little different color. They can easily pay attention to that particular aspects. Now, whenever you are closing a particular question, like for example, these are the balance carried down. So you can always use the fill color option. You can just highlight them in some different colors. So that, okay, this is the closing answer. This has been finally posted to balance sheet. It has come over here. So that kind of explanation you can easily show them. So here I complete with the explanation of how we are going to teach your ledger-based questions in MS Excel. Any queries, anyone? I just forgot to tell you that whenever you are showing the ledger format, also tell them the number of lines you are going to use there. Like for example, revaluation accounts, I may be needing 15 lines. Capital account, I need 15 lines. Balance sheet, 20 to 25 lines. Cash and bank, 6 lines. And goodwill will be 6 lines. So that way we can easily tell them before we start the particular chapter. Any question, anyone? There can also be some working notes which you can prepare. In the practical teaching, This working notes you have to prepare. You cannot just show them directly the working notes. You need to practically step by step show them how you are going to write this working note, from where you got the data, what is the ratio, what is the formula of that ratio. That cannot directly go like in a ready made system. So there you need to show them. So wherever practically possible, wherever you need to show the content, you can solve them. And wherever things are manageable with where the entries only are to be explained and discussed, so that things we can ask them also. So this is the way in which we can take the leisure based question. Any question, anyone? All right. So finally, we are on the last segment, objective-based questions. So objective-based questions, we can just prepare the objective questions like this. And what you can do is you just write below the objective questions, whatever are probable answers. Let me tell you how it works. So let's say, for example, I want my answers in this particular columns are going to be personal, real, and nominal. Okay. So I'll write here personal account, real account, nominal account. Okay. So now let's say I am teaching you. Okay. So what I'll do is I will not write all this content over here. This content will not be there. I'll just delete it. I have to teach you and ask you these objective questions. So what I do, I just use the feature of fill color, and I just put the white color over here, and font also I will select white. What will happen? Nothing will be visible. Now, in a question in the exam, in a, regular teaching hours, you can just put them into a competition mode where you can tell them type the answers. Okay, cash account is my first question. What is the answer? Real account. Now you write real account. Okay, which is the next one? So now you can change the font color black. So bank account. Again, it's a personal account. Outstanding salaries, personal account. So you will not take a lot of time to type also. So this manner, you can easily complete your objective-based questions also. Okay, so this way we can complete. Sales account is there. It's nominal. GST nominal. These all properties, real account. Drawings is a personal account. Discount received is a nominal account. So you have already done the typing work how many times? Just once. And now you just put the letter of that particular account, but automatically system will prompt you like you are doing in the WhatsApp chat and all. So your work will be easy. Interest is a nominal account. Overdraft is a personal account. Prepaid rent is a personal account. Carriage inward is a nominal account. Goodwill is a real account. Livestock real account. Loss by fire nominal. So here we can complete like this. After the question is over, okay, you can also use copy them into Word format and files. You can send them through WhatsApp or Google Classroom if you want to upload. That also you can do. So this is the way in which we can use our understanding knowledge for teaching our subject in a little better way. Yes. So yes, right. This part is over. So from my end, Rakhi ma'am, the basic agenda, whatever we had decided, is completed. So anyone has any question in particular, so you can ask your question, and definitely I would like to answer in my capacity of understanding the particular content and MS Excel. Anyone has any question, please ask.
Yes, I will just have a look at our YouTube chat and
Yeah.
see if there are any questions. And meanwhile, any questions in our any questions that our participants have, then please let us know. You can type in the chat box.
Yes, participants, you can type your questions in the chat box. I will answer.
Okay, so I think the session has been very clear, and you have beautifully presented how is it that we can actually help our learners understand and also uh, teach accountancy, which is a subject involving numbers in a very simplified manner using MS Excel as compared to the presentations that we are preparing for our learners. So this is something which works well and also has simplified most of the aspects that we want to teach our learners. So I think this is something which is a must try for all our educators who are from the higher grades and who are teaching this subject. So I would urge each and every educator who's teaching accountancy to do try this methodology and this aspect which has just been presented by Yogesh sir. Please do try it and let us know in the comment section on our YouTube live, on our YouTube channel, as to how you have tried to practice this MS Excel into teaching accountancy. We would love to hear from you. And in case you have any doubt, you can leave it in the YouTube chat comment, and we will be happy to answer the same. Thank you, Yogesh sir, for your time and for sharing your knowledge so willingly on our platform. And we are always thankful to educators who are always ready to share their knowledge, all that they have gathered in their journey of education. Thank you so much for being here today.
It's my pleasure to be part with THT. Thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to such knowledge sharing opportunities.
Yes, we look forward to having you on our platform as a mentor for accountancy. And we also look forward to having you hosting more and more such wonderful and knowledgeable sessions. Thank you so much.